This year's poplars might not be ready to sell, but last year's are just sitting here waiting for us to make some money. So let's get them sold. Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Charwell. It is day 5 of winter and yeah, we are going to be selling off our poplar bales today, along with doing some work with our animals, as our animals all need feeding. It's unfortunately, and I'll show you this, we've been talking the last few videos about how today would be the best day to sell wood chips. And this is a perfect example of how the economy in seasons works. We were expecting it to be slightly higher than it is, and it actually tracks what the price is on the day. So this is actually a year old, this price. And what's happened for us is yesterday was actually the better day to sell stuff, because this year, day 5 of winter, is not the best day to sell stuff. So it's more of a trend graph, the graph for selling on seasons, than an absolute given that you're going to get a particular price on a day. So we're selling at slightly less than we could have. Not the end of the world. But one thing we are going to have to do, and switch around, I think, is if we're going to continue to do poplars on here, which I'm not sure we are, to be honest, we do need to get these fields of poplars ploughed up, because we want to be doing them as a winter crop. We want something to do early winter with these poplars, and every year we end up getting them cut in spring. I want to cut them just before I'm going to make my money from them, before I'm going to sell them. I'm also about to destroy a few poplars because of where we put these bales. We can't load them up really. Well, we could load them up. No, I'm not too worried about this small row here, but we are going to run over and kill a few, or at least return a few back to their roots, or back to their start point. Now we've got a couple that are at some interesting test beds where we've had a few left over from last year that have grown in the field, and I'm looking to see if those will wither before the end of the before we get to harvest them, or whether they'll survive the winter. That will tell me a lot about what happens with these poplars. But they're pretty good. We're in a good position with them. As you can see, we have lost a few in this little row here. Not the end of the world. Lots to load up though. Lots of bales here to sell. 200 and... So we're going to be about £1,000 a bale, I think. They've got 3 to 4... I think they've got 3,000 litres in each. How much have they got in each? These have not diminished at all. 2,000 litres. Okay. So it's going to be about £500 a bale I'm expecting off these, which is not bad at all. That's going to be about £12,000 a full trailer full. It's going to take us well over the 50,000 mark. It should mean that gets us really well positioned for when we're looking to buy a combine later in the year, or combine this year. Should mean that we can afford something a little bit nicer. I'd like to get something maybe for 100,000 or so. Maybe we know that we can pay off a loan of up to about nearly 200,000 at the moment from what we make on the farm in a year. So if we can do that again, then we are going to be really nicely positioned. I mean, really, really nicely positioned. By the end of this harvest, and especially if we borrow the money to buy it just before the harvest. And we're not quite rightly positioned for that, so we've lost a small section at the end of that row getting this, but we're good otherwise. And one more bale completes this, and we've got these bales here, of course, and we've also got the bales down the bottom end. Now reverse this out. Load this up. Keep reversing this out. And yeah, so the gateway is the other way. I want to not run over any of my rows of poplars if I can, beyond what I've already done. But this is going to be tight to get out of this gateway. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do that. So we might have to go out the top end of this field, I think. Where are we going, of course, is the good question. So not seasons menu. We want this menu here. We want best place to sell wood chips. So that is here. Wood chips goes to the wood chip sales. I have no idea where that is on the map. It is towards the top of the map. Okay, so we should be pretty good. A nice amount of space to maneuver on here. And you can see there the poplars that come from sort of the overflow bits and the bits that got driven over previously. Hopefully we can get those harvested. But as I said, I'm looking to plough all of them up because we just don't have... they sort of get in the way of where we are. So I think we're going to harvest them this year and then plough them all up. It was a nice test, and I think doing it going forwards, I think it's a great idea for a winter crop. I think the only way to do it, though, is to get them in really early. I planted mine way, way, way too late. And that's why we're in the position we are, where we're harvesting them every springtime, right in the middle of when we want to be doing planting. Oh, is this going to get out of that gateway? Yes, there we go. Yeah, and so as a result, we are in a position where we're not doing the winter work that we want to do. Instead, we are just doing winter work that's and skipping through winter quite quickly. Although this is a little bit different. I do love the white the white of the snow clinging to the tractor. Is really cool. Although it makes it sort of makes it blend in a little bit. I mean, getting a screenshot for this this video is going to be quite difficult, but it will certainly involve a full trailer full of these. And I was saying last time, actually, while we were selling crops, about the roads on this. I do love that the roads get drifts across them on this map. It is a very nice touch, and it's a good bit of map making. To have the road sit, or the bit under the road sit so close to the road that the snow actually settles on the road is absolutely brilliant. We want into here, which I think is it down the side here? I know we can get into it from the field. We've got bio waste here. So maybe, just maybe, we can get into this from this way. But yeah, and the way this actually does a single track also gives the impression that somebody's been down here clearing this road, which is excellent as well. So here we go into here. I'm not sure if we can get in here from the other side. Oh yeah, we can. It is very open on the other side. So this is the wood chips area here. I'm guessing, I'm hoping that we just back it in. Just going to see where the trigger is. Ah, there's the trigger. Okay. So we're back into here. Like so. Like this. And sell our wood chips. Still got some of that on. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Into the pile we place them. Wow! 823 per bale by the looks of things. Quite a big amount that we got for that. I'm really pleased. That is absolutely excellent. So how much did we make on that? 332 per bale? Really? Wow. So sales, sold bales today, 6,600. And 57. Not as much as I thought as we were going to get off there, actually. in the end. That was basically half of what I thought we were going to get. But still, you know, that's a good amount of money. We are still over 50,000. We still have lots of bales left to sell. I don't think in the overall scheme of things, though, that's really worth it. If I'm honest, that is not a lot of money for a lot of work and a lot of hiring. I mean, we hired the baler itself. Let's look under Andersen. That will be the easier one. Andersen, here we go. So we hired this. Now this costs 5,000 to hire. So one load of bales basically covers the initial hire of that. I'd be amazed if we only had that for an hour doing this job. I would think that we're not going to break even on just the hire of the baler without having sold 2 trailers worth. And I don't think we've really got more than 3 trailers worth here. So you can see it's not a highly profitable thing. We can make far, far more off these 2 fields if we were to plant something else in them. So I think we're going to look at that. I think it's time to move on from these bales. They're not going to give us the kind of profit we're looking for from these 2 fields. We can plant them with something else, and get more from them. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to get this year's crop. I will say, we will still do this year's crop, and we will still do the we will still get it all baled up. But beyond that, we should be able to get a second crop off it this year. By then ploughing these 2 up and putting something in here that will be more worth our while, and we make far more on something like sugar beet, where we're having to hire the equipment, or actually corn, grain harvesting at the moment. You know, we've made far more than we've spent on hiring our combine each year. So yeah, it's very, very much a case of these poplars not really being a profitable enough crop to do, other than giving us a job in the winter. Oh, I think that may have moved the whole row over. We're going to have to reposition ourselves. There we go. There we are. This is the advantage of having this auto stacker. Just, how many are we up to? Okay, yeah, I think we might have one more amount off the other field. We're going to go and get the other ones off the top field on our way through. And it's quite a long piece of kit, this as well. So it's not the most maneuverable bale trailer in the world, but it does allow us to pick up 24 bales and does allow us to unload them in quite a nice way. What I'm going to do is, well, we don't own the field over here. It's not planted with anything, so I'm quite happy driving straight over and around. That, I think, is a cow farm over there. And I'm kind of looking at where we can expand after year 3. Because we've got a really, really nice setup going here. I mean, this is working wonderfully, and we're going to be in a position where we can expand our yard as well. We are working through our bales in that Euro tunnel, which is brilliant. But yeah, I want to get the yard built and expanded on. I want to get a new. Well, we don't actually really need a new shed. So long as we got somewhere we can get the combine under, we are all good. And at the moment, I don't quite know where that is, but we do need something for that, and we probably need something a little more permanent than the Euro sheds we've got there. I think there is a barn that's come up that I'm quite interested in. that I might have a look at. Alright, so yeah, there are several good British looking barns that are available now that we could conceivably use. Oh. I think that's that weight we've got on the front of this coming into play again. I'm not sure we need such a big weight on the front of this JCB, but yeah, we do put some weight on the back of it, is the thing. There we go. And now can we, from this angle, get this backed in here very easily? Oh, no. No. Okay. Hell, I was going to go and add some more bales from the other field and completely forgot. So let's unload these here and then we'll go and add the bales from the other field. There we are. And unload. Yeah, 277 a bale is what we're getting. Which amazes me because that's not the price. The price of bales at the moment should be, yeah, why are we getting so little per bale? Is the good question. Because 220, yeah, 221 is the price. So these are 200 litre or 2,000 litre bales. We should be getting more money than we're getting for these bales. So I don't quite understand why it's as low as it is. Maybe that's maybe there's a separate bale sell price. That's a distinct possibility. Because we have that with we do have that with the other stuff. Where selling the bales can be a different price to selling the things. Oh, actually, this is all going to fit on this trailer. Wow. This is even less profitable than I thought it was. That is not even 24 bales off this field. This is a massively unprofitable thing to do, these poplars. It's not even 3 full trailers. We spend a whole load of money. I don't know. Okay, I want to know in the comments. Having discovered that, what do you guys think? Should we just plough up the poplars and cut our losses, or should we forge on, get another set of poplars done for this year? Even though it probably costs us as much to hire the equipment to do it as it does to actually do it. You'd have to do this for a decade with that baler, or just on these 2 fields before you made any money on it, and the profit is just so low. Right, what I'm going to try and do is use this to the full effect. Not overly realistic, but if we run down the middle, both these bales should come into its target, I think. And just, yeah, it'll just make our loading a little bit quicker. But it is not many. Not at all. Wow, that's bad. We're about halfway through at 7 bales. Yeah, we've got 8 more bales here. We wouldn't have fit them all on that last run, but we wouldn't have been that far off. It's a nice little extra amount, but yeah, these are not good. So yeah, as I said, let us know in the comments. They will be ready in spring, so we could harvest these, but it will cost us to harvest them, and I don't think we're going to make a massive amount of money doing them either. That has got those done. Let's fold that up. Yeah, another 15 off here. So wow, that is about 2.5. No, not even 2.5 trailers, I don't think. that we've got off those 2 fields of poplars. Really, really expensive way of making very, very little money. Especially in comparison to all the other money we've made elsewhere. So, yeah, let's get these unloaded. And then we're going to head back to our farm because we have got some work to do with the animals before we finish off today. All of our animals we need to get through to the beginning of spring. So let's unload this. Rather disappointing final take. Yeah, there we go. We are over 60,000 though. I would have to go back and watch the previous videos and see how much we spent on vehicle rental for that baler, but it's, yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. We are renting this bale stack, of course, but it's been hugely useful to us, and yeah, kept us going quite nicely. Right, and round. And yeah, we're going to be looking at planting stuff as soon as we can in spring. I'm wanting to plant the corn as early as possible. We're going to be planting that day for spring. I hope we have a nice warm spring to get it germinated quickly and then see. Because we have a massive field of corn this year. This is going to be our cornfield. Field 41 is where the corn is going, and it's going to be, yeah, going to be a little bit nuts to get that done, I think, this year. But let's head back down to our farm and finish this off. So we'll go and put this trailer away. We're going to jump into our little JCB skid steer then and get that to work. There we are. And I've decided, you might have noticed that I'm not selling any of the chickens. Even though we have a rooster, I've got the rooster there more so that we can start off with X number of chickens. And just keep building our egg production and keep building up the number of chickens we have. Because if we can do that, then we're going to be quids in, really. Right, move that as far back as I can. Just get that and that. Wow, this JCB's snowy. I think we might need to give this a wash down and wash all the snow off. The snow is melting, I think. I mean, certainly our yard does not seem to have a lot of it. But that is a very mucky JCB. I think when we extend the yard, I'm also going to put a workshop in. I mean, we can go over to the shop and get our tractors serviced and things, but I think a good workshop for us as well would be a good idea. Almost washed it clean. There we go. Looking good. Right, let's get this parked up. I kind of wonder what would happen if we put a silver weight on the front of this JCB. Would that look better or worse? And park it up. And we're all done. Yeah, I'm worried about getting a combine through this door. This is not a lot of space. So, we've got to take that into consideration, I think. And the trouble is, over here, this door, neither of these doors are particularly high either. So, there is that. Start the engine. Hook her up. We have just over 2,000 litres of bale in here. So we'll go and unload this, because I think our pigs are in need of both. Wow, we've got a lot of eggs to get into our egg store as well. So we can go and do that actually while this is doing. So switch over and unload. So leave that doing that. And then, yeah, we've got... Now, which of these is the half-empty one? It's difficult to get the seasons overlay to work some of the time. I think it's probably that back one. So we'll load these up into here. Looks like we've got another pallet of eggs ready as well. We are definitely generating eggs quicker now, which is a good thing. Put that in there, and I do like this egg setup. So we'll leave those there, and then that has emptied. So we'll do what we normally do: drop this down, drop that off, go and get ourselves another bale. So we do have a bale already in our shed that I brought over from last time I did the pigs. So we'll go and grab that. And then, yeah, our stuff in here is getting quite low. And the advantage we've got of that is that we're going to be in a position where we can get rid of all of these dividing sections. And we'll then be able to use this shed a little bit more. It's probably a good shed for our tractors, that, I think. I don't know whether that's a good shed or the one we've got at the front of the farm. Let me know what you think, actually. Which shed do you prefer that we have our tractors and stuff in? If I can get the combine into that front shed, I think that would be quite cool. But I'm just not sure at the moment I get the combine into either shed. And that's my biggest problem, really. Alright, and empty that. Now, how much straw have we got and how much do we need? So pigs are in need of a lot more straw. They need cleaning and they need all of their food. Yeah, the chickens are the same. And there we go. That is that bale done. So we'll detach the front off. Let's see how much they've got. So they have 8,000 litres. I would say that's about a third. So we're looking for about another 16,000 litres. We can get 12 across 3 bales, I think. So let's see if we can carefully bring back a stack of 3 bales from the other side. And of course, what we're going to be doing when we run out of feed in the shed, what we're going to be doing is buying pig food for the pigs instead, and using that. So we could store that in that shed, maybe. I got lots of ideas for what we could store in that shed. So let's grab 3 bales. And we could even store bales in that shed if we wanted. You know. Right, there we go. 3 bales on the front of this. A little bit of care and a fairly slow speed, and we'll be fine. We certainly want to get the grass up from here. And I think looking at sort of the turning circles we have most stuff, we're going to give it good space along the back here. And I'm half tempted to move my fuel tank from here, which also makes sense as a place to over there. Oh, that bale has gone, and it's gone in front of us. That's okay. What we'll do is we'll come back for that in a minute, because we are going to need all 3 of these. And this should be enough to get us through to the next day. And this is by far the easiest way to do this if you are using the little wires spinner here. It keeps things nice and easy to do. There we go. And down, on, and unload it. Right, now while that is unloading, I'm going to pop over here and do the water. Like so. There we go. And we're going to have to clean the pigs out as well. They are in dire need of that. But this is now going down again. There we go. Pig climbing over the top of the thing. So we need to take that out. And again, switch over. Grab the next one. They take a lot of straw at the moment. We do need to look at selling some pigs. I think that's what we're going to be doing early springtime. It's normally a good time to sell pigs. So we're going to do that. I think that is not that well on there. Let's see how well this actually unloads. Oh yeah, that's just moved it in a little bit. Perfect. And away we go. And it's actually emptied early. Wow. So this will take... yeah, we don't need 3... It will normally take about 3 bales, actually. Interestingly enough. Because we put in 1.5 to start with. We're down to 900 litres here. And yeah, 3 bales would do it. If only we could get it so that we were in that position. Right, we want to switch over and detach the whole thing. Like so. Oh, we don't want to detach the whole thing. We have a bale we need to clear up. So let's reattach that. Detach that. Pull that out, and then we can go and get the bale that we've got. I do like the little bale spike this gives you. Works really, really well on these. Right, and there we go. That is that all done. We've given some bedding to our pigs as well. And all I need to do now is give them some feed as well. Yeah. There we go. And in. This has been exactly the perfect kind of farm for this skid steer. Absolutely has. It's worked stupidly well. This little JCB. Now, the most efficient way I've found to feed them the corn, or feed them anything for the first time, is grab a bucket of it, take it through to their feeding trough, and then clean up the feeding trough after you put this first bucket in. And that just saves you a trip going down here with an empty bucket. And then you just, yeah, put that into their pig feed. And then down we go. I don't want corn, I want to pick up. There we go. Snow in the bucket at the moment, because snow likes to get in the way of us cleaning up our pig pens. That's why we've got a small pile of it over here. There we are. And forwards. Down. And that then allows us to clear up fairly easily. And it's a case of, with this skid steer, making sure that you don't go too far that the bucket doesn't, that you're then unable to pick the bucket up. Right, there we go. Pigs are at least sorted a little bit. Let's go sort our chickens as well. So I will get all these animals fed, but we're running rather late on this episode. So I'm going to get these animals all fed and finished. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.